Lecture 1, 2, Learning Outcomes. By the end of this course, you will be able to explain why certain insects bite or sting humans, identify essential oils commonly used for natural insect repellency, understand the evidence supporting their traditional and modern use, blend safe and effective aromatherapy preparations for outdoor use, select appropriate dilution rates for adults and older children, recognize important contraindications and safety precautions, apply basic first aid principles for common insect bites and stings, create your own personalized outdoor aromatherapy kit, confidently formulate insect repellent sprays, rollers, and diffuser blends. So come along, let's dive into lecture 1.2. Why do insects bite or sting humans? Before we explore the essential oils commonly used to help repel insects, it's helpful to understand why insects bite or sting in the first place. By understanding their behavior, we can make more informed decisions about prevention, protection, and appropriate first aid. One of the most common misconceptions is that insects bite because they are naturally aggressive or actively seek out humans. In reality, most insects have very little interest in us. Their behavior is driven by survival, reproduction, and self-defense. Different insects bite or sting for different reasons, and recognizing these differences is the first step in choosing the most appropriate methods of protection. Mosquitoes. Mosquitoes are among the most familiar biting insects, but it is only the female mosquito that bites humans and other animals. She requires the proteins and nutrients found in blood to support the development of her eggs before laying them. Male mosquitoes feed exclusively on nectar and plant sugars and do not bite. Mosquitoes locate their hosts using an impressive combination of sensory cues, including the carbon dioxide we exhale, body heat, movement, and chemical compounds naturally released through our skin and perspiration. This explains why some people seem to attract mosquitoes more than others. Horseflies like mosquitoes, it is the female horsefly that bites to obtain a blood meal for reproduction. However, horseflies feed in a very different way. Rather than piercing the skin with a fine mouthpart, they use sharp blade-like mouthparts to cut the skin before feeding on the pooled blood. As a result, horsefly bites are often more painful and may bleed more readily than mosquito bites. Ticks. Ticks are not insects, but small arachnids closely related to spiders and mites. They are external parasites that attach firmly to the skin and feed slowly over many hours or even several days. Although their goal is simply to obtain a blood meal, prolonged attachment increases the possibility of transmitting infectious diseases in some regions of the world, such as Lyme disease. For this reason, prompt and correct tick removal is an important aspect of outdoor safety. Bees have no interest in feeding on humans. Their primary role is pollination, collecting nectar and pollen from flowering plants. A bee will usually sting only when it feels threatened or when defending its colony. The honeybee's barbed stinger becomes lodged in the skin, causing the bee to die shortly afterwards. For this reason, honeybees generally sting only as a last resort. Wasps. Wasps behave differently from bees. They are naturally attracted to sweet foods, ripe fruit, sugary drinks, and outdoor meals, particularly during late summer when natural food sources become less abundant. Unlike honeybees, wasps possess a smooth stinger that allows them to sting multiple times if they continue to perceive a threat. Remaining calm and avoiding sudden movements around wasps can often reduce the likelihood of being stung. Why do some people attract more insects? You may have noticed that some people seem to attract insects far more than others. This is not simply coincidence. Research suggests that several factors influence how attractive we are to biting insects, including the carbon dioxide we exhale, body temperature, natural skin odors, and skin microbiota, perspiration, movement, dark-colored clothing, certain floral perfumes, and fragranced body products. While we cannot change many of these factors, understanding them allows us to reduce our attractiveness to insects through sensible clothing choices, appropriate repellents, and good outdoor practices. Prevention begins with understanding. An important theme throughout this course is that prevention is always preferable to treatment. By understanding why insects bite or sting when they are most active and what attracts them, we can significantly reduce the likelihood of unwanted encounters. Combined with appropriate clothing, good outdoor habits, and the careful use of essential oil-based repellents, this knowledge forms the foundation of a safe and enjoyable summer outdoors. In the next lesson, we'll begin exploring the essential oils traditionally used to deter biting insects, examining both their historical use and the scientific evidence supporting their effectiveness.